Gonna make this a real quick one. I don't want it to go past 15 minutes. So I'll be as short and concise as I can. What I picked up today, right? Meaning what came into my mind. That's what I'm gonna talk on. And of course, there's many things, but I wanna kind of touch on that which stood out the most. So it's like this, and you know, I do look for constructive criticism, commentary, opinions to kind of see how other people are feeling and thinking about what has been, put out and shared. Nevertheless, hear me out on this. So the concept, right, of enduring, having faith, which is an inseparable thing, in addition to having ambition, determination, right? Time is always fleeting, and we looking to move forward in such a progressive way. So I said, you know, as a thought came to me, I said, wait a minute. Endurance, faith, and a lot of people who revere the book, the Bible that is, which talks about, enduring, we have to be enduring, keeping faith and hope. And I said, well, undoubtedly, yes. And I guess they put it in such a way because the forces of the what can I call it? What can I call it? Diabolical. Diabolical forces and the deceiving forces in which this force can be it could take it can possess someone, right? Someone take on a possession and they become invoked. And if everything is up to mind, and being that it is, well then when we talk about human possession, now what do you think is being possessed more than anything else? Is up to mind. What controls the mind controls the body. Mind over matter. That's another saying that we apply to our everyday life in some aspects. And so, like, whoever's possessed with these forces, and they begin to take on certain mannerisms and ways and behaviors, they have they they have habits. And so now with their habits, they have a habitation. And so I said, you know what? It's like, I think we've been fooled. I think we've been tricked to want to endure having faith without putting in proper work, in which we become quite slothful, apathetic, lackadaisical, and many, many, many words that we can use that goes to show degradation, degeneracy, slow progress, considering the most melanated people, in which, of course, for those who've been following me, I always put my quote out there in the form of a question: how come the most melanated continue to live so degenerated? Right. So I haven't got an answer to that yet. So I'm waiting. Anyway, so when I look at this whole picture, even for our brothers and sisters across the borders, in which you find a lot of them coming over here into the Americas. Why? Because there's a big movement. There's a shift upon the planet. Okay, words like repatriation, exodus, reclamation, remigration. That's right. It's going to require so much. You have to be fit to endure. You have to be faithful. In which what? Everything on this earth, as I said before, and I'll say it again, everything is encapsulated around time. Time encompasses all things. So, family, I wonder what kind of games do we continue to play? In playing these games, check me out on this. In playing these games, I do apologize. Let me draw back. I'll get right back to that. When I said that I have, the quote in the form of a question, how come the most melanated continue to live so degenerated? Please keep that in mind as we move forward, okay? Write that down on a piece of paper. Let it always be something that you also ask yourself. And this goes out to my European family too, of which you were birthed from. Yes, you are of a genetic disposition, but that doesn't mean that you're excluded from this world picture moving forward, right? So, with these games that's continuing to be played, and being that we embody what we embody as African people in particular, to which all, put it like this, some people don't get with the whole concept or the idea that everyone came from the continent of Africa. Understood, no problem. I don't have no problem with that. But consider this, that which gives you color, the melanin, which gives, is a direct link to the creator. It gives us all that we have, the so-called black don't crack, this, that, and the third, all these wonderful concepts and ideologies and yada yada. It's magical, right? We ought to benefit so much, in which we do. Look at the ones down at the bottom, as above, so below. Things that we do in the ghetto, heard, emulated around the world. We wear clothes a certain way, is impressionable upon everybody around the world, right? We got basketball stars, we got football stars, baseball, you name it, we claim it, we got it, we could do it. So, with all these games that's continuing to be played, whether you want to conceptualize it to be this, that, or the third, is whatever. But the bottom line is, who continue to reap more? Who are the ones that seemingly winning and gaining from the wins and from the losses of whomever? How come the most melanated continue to live so degenerated? Oh, y'all hit? Is it registering? See, I think what happened also is that a lot of times, due to the ways of the world in which it is being continually constructed contemporarily and otherwise modernized, it's like there's a huge dictation behind it also, and so now people have become forgetful. We are just going with the ways of the world. We getting caught up with time constraints and whatnot, and nobody want to take the time to do or apply critical thinking. And I mean, it's sad, man. It surely lends into the idea of degeneracy. How come the most melanated continue to live so degenerated? Look at our culture, I mean, hip hop, music, movies. I mean, what do we have? I mean, they got new cinematic display and all these graphics is wonderful. It looks nice. I mean, big shout outs to all the great directors, guys like Michael Bay, Steven Spielberg, Ryan Coogler, all these guys, man. Look what they did with these movies, and it wows you when you look at the screen. Like, wow, you got 3D now, you got all this panoramic. It's all good. Love it. Attractive, entertaining, highly. But as far as, let's say, you put every ethnic group at their dinner table and let them have a discussion, which is very pertinent, about the progression, about the gains, about the losses, about whatever's taking place within each and everyone's lives, within this particular family, what do you got? what do you think will be spoken of? So I'm just saying. A lot of times, I also want to say this, that people don't want to apply a lot of critical thinking because they don't have the energy for it, but yet they apply their energy to abominable things, wicked things. But yet, then when that greatness comes, they want to partake in it, but yet they didn't put nothing in. They ain't put no work in to get this world or make it a better place. Does that make sense? I don't think so. And we also have egotistical behaviors. We have envy, we have jealousy, in which a lot of times you want to break bread with someone, and I think what commonly happens is something in them that make them feel like, yo, you can't be no, this guy or this woman can't know better than me, man. Like, yo, look, I hear what you're saying, but I'm gonna say this too because I know this. You ain't no better God than me. Or it's something that's instinctively in them that makes them want to be like, yo, look. They always want to get a word in, and they don't have proper etiquette and code of conduct when having the discussion. I've got to put this into context and circumstance in which, you want to, depending on who's talking and what this, what that cipher may look like, or symposium or whatever, who's there and what are the accolades and how reputable is this person, how learned are they. You know what I'm saying? There's many things to factor in, yes. But in my own walk, I've seen it a lot. I've came into some, situations, or there were instances in which I looked to talk. I was talking and trying to edify and trying to build, and there's always that element of envy, or something like, yo, nah, yo, my bigger than yours. You know what I'm saying? Meaning that it's like, yo, you don't know more than me. I can hear the arrogance. I can hear the, the ego behind the voice of people. And I picked it up. I'm like, I can gauge it. I'm like, damn. But I still put out what I put out. And just hope for the best. But I tell you, I keep it real. That's one thing that I cannot stand because it's really holding us up. And when I say us, I'm talking about the African man and woman in particular, in which, of course, they are different circles. They are established circles and covens that's out there that's we don't even know of, without a doubt. And so, on our way up, commonly what happened in the hood? We got that crab in the barrel concept, right? And the mindset. But we ought to do away with some of these things, or whatever the concept may be. We have the power to change it and to accentuate it in a more positive way. Because, hence the question and quote that I've used quite recently, being that time is always fleeting, brothers and sisters, we have to do what we got to do to really change this whole picture, man. I'm telling you. It's serious, I think we get caught up in too much of what have been imposed and what have been made law, right? Here in America, oh, don't eat this, don't eat that, don't do this, don't do that. But ain't nobody thinking about the deeper aspects of things. Like, who's getting critically deep into it and just say, yo, like, doing the numbers statistically and otherwise. I'm like, with this melanin, and we still, I know people that's doing worse than me, but they still walking, all limbs. They got it. But they're going to be we are going to continue to be measured by what? Our, with all due respect, our diplomas and the money that we make, the clothes and car that we have. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. I'm not saying that doesn't mean, or it doesn't show anything, but come on. Hear me out. I'm about to reach 15 minutes, and this is where I'm going to cut it. So, yeah, hear me out. You heard what I said. Ask yourself some questions. Drop a line. And get back to me. Touch base. This is real deal, y'all. Leo Isaiah Bridges. Peace and love.